family. If you like my video, don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment. Your support means everything. Make sure to subscribe and follow so you never miss new updates, and hit that notification bell right down there to stay connected. Okay, let's grow this community together. Your one click makes a difference. Don't forget, make sure you hit share, drop a comment, follow, and subscribe. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. This is your humble host, Comrade Fritz Misodi, live in the United States of America. You're watching the famous show, Political Lab Talk Show. Political Lab Talk Show is my weekly show that I come up with some different news, briefs, and analysis. So thank you for watching. Today we're gonna be talking about the unity, peace talks, and resistance and war, and where the Ambazonian struggle is heading to. We have seen traces of apologies coming from hardliners, the government officials like Tchiroma Bakari. We have seen those comments, those apologies coming from those head of ministries that were the ones that were hardline on the war. And you saw Tchiroma in Bamenda trying to negotiate his way through. All these are coming, in the heart, just to make sure that they negotiate and do things so that for appeasement purposes, right? We're going to be analyzing this, okay? And as we move forward, we're going to be making sure that we break it down so that you understand what kind of political ramification this election has. Okay, that is why we were saying that we want to make sure that the next president who comes in is coming in to give us headway how he wants to resolve the ongoing crisis. Okay, because we need someone that we can negotiate with. The Cameroon government has been there for the past 9 years. They don't want to negotiate. Okay, so what do? You need a next president that can give us a headway how we can resolve the crisis. Okay, and that is what we want. Okay, and that is how we can go forward and start negotiation. The negotiation doesn't mean that anybody will drop their weapon or whatever, or that's not negotiation. You know how many times Palestinian and Israel have been negotiating? For years. So let nobody fool you that somebody can just come and, okay, things are going back to no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. If we go for negotiation, our demands are not met, what happens? We back out. Okay? And that is why the good thing that some people don't understand now, okay, is that Ambazonians are now in the position of strength. Okay? We are now in the position of strength. When you go into negotiation in the position of weakness, it's a problem. Now, all the presidential candidates, at least every single one of them is mentioning how they intend to resolve the crisis. What does that tell you? They are ready to go for negotiation from day one. They are ready to go and negotiate. That is what we want. We cannot fight war forever. Wars does not be forever, right? We want a president that will come and start the negotiation process. But that doesn't mean that's the end of the crisis or end of the... No. When you come, we see your own process. We'll send our experts. We'll send experts and some leaders to go in and start the negotiation process. That's how it is. Negotiation does not take 1 year. It doesn't take 2 years. So let nobody fool you that when Isa Tchiroma comes, he will just come and say, okay, welcome to, okay. No, it doesn't work like that. We have had series of meetings with people who have fought wars, with people who have fought revolutions. We sat with them from different countries. We have had series of meetings under the interim government. So let nobody fool you that we don't know how to go into negotiation, or we don't know how, if a president comes, one person cannot go into negotiation process. No one leader can just go here himself and say, oh, I. No, it's we the people of Ambazonia. You go as a we, you don't go as a I. If you go as a I, you will not work. That's why no matter who come and say their political slangs, come and say all those political things, yes, we are ready to forgive, but that doesn't stop the people of Ambazonia to ask for what they want. That has nothing to do with that. That's why we are making sure that the people of Ambazonia must demand for what they want and make sure that they get what they want. Okay?
He is the best friend of mine. We talk each other. We disagree, but we listen to each other. Before I come here, I tell him, Chris, I'm going to Bamenda, my home. You are home too. Please take care of me. This is what I told him. So, when in the capacity as a minister, I did something which disturbed, which hurt your mind. Once again, please, I want you to forgive because I apologize. Because, do you know why? The Lord himself, we offend him every day. But when we pray, we say, Lord, forgive us. And he forgive you. Then why you don't forgive me because I was wrong at any given time? I didn't do it purposefully. It was, for me, it was compulsory. If I had a choice, I wouldn't have accepted to be in this office. But there was no choice. I hope that you forgive me. You accept my apology? Yes. Accept my apology? Yes. Accept my apology? Yes. Today I am free. Yes. Today I am free. No doubt. So, please, I owe you one thing. Yes. Prosperity. Prosperity. Bamenda. One of the strongest city region in this nation. Within some few months or years.
So you see Isa Tchiroma there asking for apology. Do you accept my apology and all those? Yes. Apology doesn't mean we are a people, we are humans, okay? We understand what goes on and what comes around goes around, but when it comes to the crisis itself, okay, we have been talking about the election from start long time, and people did not understand why we were trying to talk about the election, because we were looking at the next government coming in. Okay, the next government coming in, majority of the presidential candidates are mentioning how they plan to resolve the crisis. And that is a good idea. Imagine all the presidential candidates were coming to say, no, we're going to continue the war. So, if each of the candidates number one of their agenda in their memo is stating that they want to end the crisis. It's a good thing. Okay, we don't want to continue the war. We want an end to the crisis and a resolution of the problem, especially when it comes to the root causes of the problem. That one, our people will be very welcome to see a government that want to solve the problem. We were not ready for war when Biya declared war on us. So why should we be happy to continue a war that we don't see an end to it, right? In every start of a war, there is an end. And I always mention that no war ends without negotiation. No war ends without negotiation. No matter how long it takes, it's only on the negotiation table that negotiation ends. Okay, and people can say whatever they want, anybody can say whatever they want, but negotiation is on the table. Okay, that one is very clear. So you saw the reaction of certain activists, the reaction of what Tchiroma said. It was touching, right? You see, this is from Mark Barata. He said Tchiroma asks for forgiveness. On a human level, it was heartwarming and uplifting to hear Tchiroma speak in Bamenda, seeking forgiveness for his role and statement he made during the height of the conflict. In a lighter moment, he playfully called Chris Ano his friend and asked Chris to protect him during his visit to Bamenda. The crowd erupted in laughter. I believe our people, after nearly 3 weeks of lockdown, deserve the moment of laughs and fun. From Monday 6, it backs to business and until 14, when the lockdown continues. God bless Ambazonia. That was Mark Barata there. Those are various different reactions coming from our people. It's very important. Okay. I will start with my talking point there, and we go from there. Okay. Yeah. We have seen everything that happens. Ambazonia 2025, growing complexity amid unity and conflict. That's the head of my topic. Okay. My talking point is the Ambazonian independent movement enters a new and complex phase in 2025, marked by simultaneous strides towards unity and deepening conflict on the ground. For the first time in years, many Ambazonian factions have signed a historic leadership pact through the Consultative Commission for the transition to a democratic Southern Cameroon. This pact, involving frontline figures such as Damne Renima, Chris Ano, and others, signal a recognition that internal division have long undermined the struggle and that coordination is essential to achieve their political aims. This show unity is unfolding against the backdrop of heightened tension surrounding Cameroon's October 2025 presidential election. Southern Cameroon restoration forces have not only banned electoral activities in what they claim as Ambazonian territory, but have also appointed new military leaders and issued direct threats against participation. These moves are strategic and symbolic, asserting sovereignty while demonstrating an operational command structure that rivals the central government's authority in the Ambazonian regions. Despite this internal consolidation, the conflict continues to be marked by severe violence and uncertainty. A recent roadside bomb attack that killed 7 Cameroonian soldiers, heightening the unresolved military dimension of the crisis. Moreover, the long-time tactics of enforcing ghost towns and lockdowns has now been partially suspended for the weekends until Mondays to Fridays, suggesting either a tactical pivot or possible signs of negotiation and the continuation of the crisis. Internationally, we saw countries, Canada and Switzerland, that came before to facilitate the dialogue, and we saw a glimmer of hope. But however, the road to peace remains uncertain and fraught with complications. Key among these is the declining and other international support. But once again, the livelihood of the movement stays strong. Reports now indicate growing skepticism fueled by concerns over transparency and infighting, but yet the struggle remains strong and booming, with major diaspora-backed leaders who have been supporting the struggle are still strong, and external leadership are still having strong bases. Potentially, there is funding coming out from all directions, and coordination and global advocacy remains strong. Prospects for peace, but not impossible. Okay, at face value, the idea of peace in Ambazonia may seem distant, especially considering the high level of mistrust between both parties. The Cameroonian government continues to assert its claim of territorial integrity and reject any notion of secession, while Ambazonians have consistently maintained that only full independence can address the historical and structural marginalization of the English-speaking Cameroonians. However, several elements suggest that a peace process, while difficult, is not entirely implausible. The recent unity pact among the leaders provides a more credible and unified voice for negotiation, an essential prerequisite for any meaningful talks. Likewise, the Canadian government, the Swiss government that have involved in the negotiation process before are coming in to say some negotiation processes. Peace will also benefit from a growing international consensus that the conflict, which has displaced over 500,000 people, needs resolution before it becomes a permanent humanitarian disaster. Yes, structural barriers continues to block a clear path forward. Chief among them is the fragmentation among certain groups, many of which act independently of political leaders and are driven by local loyalties and economic survival. The lack of a clear chain of command means that even if peace is negotiated at the top level, enforcing compliance on the ground will be extremely challenging. The future at the crossroad. The future of the Ambazonian movement now hinges on whether current opportunities for peace can be transformed into sustainable political roadmap. In the short term, more violence and resistance are likely, especially surrounding the Cameroonian election period. However, the presence of international actors and the slow erosion of certain actors may create an environment where dialogue becomes more attractive than continued the armed struggle. This is especially true if grassroots leaders, civil society, and the local population push more aggressively for an end to the violence. Ultimately, the Ambazonian question reflects broader themes about post-colonial identity, governance, and the limit of nation-state structures in Africa. The crisis is not just a political or military struggle, but also a fight over culture, language, justice, and representation. As 2025 unfolds, Cameroon and the world stand at a critical juncture. The choices made by both government officials and Ambazonian leaders in the coming months will either deepen a bloody status quo or open the door to a long overdue reckoning with the country's unresolved colonial legacies. Whether peace is possible will depend not only on high-level negotiation, but also on the courage to confront hard truth and commit to meaningful change. Thank you. That was my talking point there. Yeah. We have seen all this coming and go, but You see, someone like Tchiroma is coming now to send a peace plant. This is when what you call sending hope to the people that you are ready to negotiate. You are ready to go the other way. Okay, you are not ready to continue the war. This is what Tchiroma is trying to tell the people of the Ambazonian people when he went to Bamenda. And it's not something that we take lightly, right? Yeah, we take it very seriously because our people have seen a lot of these fights going on, and we hope that someone like Tchiroma will bring a different vision, different way of looking at things, and seeing the way he approached from day one of his campaign. It has attracted so many people. Okay, many activists were looking for this kind of leader who can say, okay, this is where we went wrong, this is where we want to amend, this is where we have to start discussing. Okay, and from the start of the crisis in 2016, imagine the Biya regime was wise enough to gather these teachers and lawyers who were protesting, the consortium, and say, hey, let's sit and talk. Okay, but what happened? They used that old method when when your dad hides a whip behind the hand and call you that come. Even a dog will not come. You have a whip in your hand, you hide it, and you say, come, let's talk. Come on, let's go and negotiate. All the leaders from Pata Sang and all these leaders, they all had to go exile themselves to Nigeria. That is what happened. And we are seeing this continuous issue of lack of negotiation skills. Okay, and the fact that the Cameroon government does not have people who are good at negotiation makes it so difficult for them to ask anybody to go and negotiate. When they went to what they call the Grand National Dialogue, what happened? It failed, right? Why did it fail? They went there with a fixed proposal. They never went there to solve the problem. They went there with with what they want, decentralization. Okay, and all the promises, or everything, till today, none of them. And when you are that kind of government that is good at high sounding promises, nobody will trust you. Nobody will take you serious. Nobody. Okay. That's why the government has been in that mode where they keep all these promises. Okay. They are not willing to enter into a peace talk. No. Okay. The fact that the government and all these other people, you saw when the Canada government came in, right? The Switzerland government came in. What did the Cameroon government do? They sent in representatives to go in for these talks. Okay? Cameroon sent representative. Switzerland talks did not even take 1 year. It took 2 years. When those leaders went there and they were trying to do that processing, Switzerland was trying to groom the leaders about negotiation processing and all that. What happened? The Cameroon government back out. Yeah, the Cameroon government back out. There was a possibility of peace then. Okay, back then there was this internal pressure. There was all this international attention and pressure from foreign governments and NGOs, the diaspora communities, the cost of the war. All these are things that if the government of Cameroon knows all this, But because of that pride, they don't want to go into negotiation. You know how much the Cameroon government, they have a pact now. All those leaders are members. They are in one WhatsApp group. They have a pact now. All those leaders are members. They are in one WhatsApp group. All leaders. So somebody will say, "Oh, they are divided. They are no." All leaders are in one group. They talk. In one group, they talk as one. So they have as one. So they have one voice now. Leaders like Chris Ano, or Damle Yerima, all these leaders are there ready for a peace negotiation. But the people like Atangaji, these guys that only want the war to continue, because they are using that war to tell the people that, hey, they are the one that can keep their territorial integrity. The whole place is territorial integrity. When they are spending money recklessly, nobody gives any account, no accountability for the money that these people are spending on the war, a useless war. This is the 9th year. Can they give you a Conte Randu? Can they give you a rundown of how much money these guys have spent for this war? But they still don't have the headway, right? You saw the restoration fighters, right? They are going nowhere. So tell me, if you want to start going to fighting these people, how long will you fight these guys? They are there. Some people say, "Oh, the restoration fighters, oh, blah blah blah." Look at those guys; they are going nowhere. They are instead increasing in numbers, and some people don't even understand. They are still there. Some people say, "Oh, the restoration fighters, oh, they are not many. They have dropped down their weapon." All the propaganda is lies and lies and lies, and you cannot fight a war with all those lies for too long. There will be a time that those lies will not work anymore, right? It will not work because you'll be lying and they're saying that you look at you. You say that these guys are not many. But they are there, they are still many. Look at them.
Commandos here in Boy County, ladies and
These are well-trained soldiers of Major General Tokadu, happening live today in the 1st of October 2025. You can see the Major General himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is not
well-organized and well-trained soldiers of Major General Tokadu, happening live.
This is another group.
These are well-trained soldiers of Major General Tokadu.
These are people you said that they are not
well-trained soldiers of Major General Tokadu.
That they are just
trained exactly like with the motorcycle. They can still do something wonderful in the military career.
Major General Tokadu
makes his way to his sitting position in the grandstand.
And those, so which leader can go and be negotiating by himself? Look at the raising of the flag.
Praise Son and Savior who granted us a freedom and led us to the heroes who bought this land with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise and never to
That's it.
fall.
Look at those guys.
Here in a nation, for him we make.
Just an excerpt for you to see what it is, right? it's not a joking matter, right? Some people are just thinking that it's a joke. No. These guys are there. And you think that with all these materials that they have, even if you just go and say, blah, 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 then they will listen to you. So we need serious negotiation process. It's not a joking matter. Some people are just thinking that this thing, and negotiation don't take 1 year, 2 years. Some people think that when they say when Tchiroma comes, you say I will talk to the separatists, or I will talk to the Ambazonian, or I will talk to this. It doesn't work like that. Negotiation is a process, and it takes months and years for negotiation to finish. You cannot just go and burn people's houses and kill people and you say, okay, let's just forget about it. They don't forget crimes against humanity. They must hold everybody responsible. You cannot arrest leaders like Ayabacho and put in Norway, and you don't arrest people like Atanganji. That's not negotiation. Everybody that has a crime will go for it. Let justice come with clean hands. Let negotiation means justice. So another word for negotiation is court case. So if that's why Cameroon don't want to go for negotiation, because they know that it's a court case. Negotiation is also another word for court case, but they are just trying to minimize it, because there will be commission for humanitarian affairs, commission of this. Those different commission will be in charge during the negotiation process. All those things are part of the negotiation. Who knew that even Germany, since Second World War, is still paying reparation till today? So no matter how it happens, Cameroon, all the victims, the sexual harassment, the torture, the rape, the extrajudicial killing, the mass murder of our people, everybody, every family must be compensated. You cannot lose your child and they say no. Some people are confused between when somebody asks for forgiveness, and people are confused between forgiveness and forget. No, you can forgive somebody, but you don't forget. Crimes are not forgettable. You understand? You can forgive the person, no problem. But the crimes, law does not say forget crimes. Crimes, they don't forget crimes in the law. They can investigate crime for 10, 20 years until they arrest that person. So don't think about that. Don't forget that La Republic committed genocide on Ambazonia, and they are still committing genocide today. And their military are illegally occupying the land of southern Cameroon, Ambazonia. We are a people, a recognized people at the United Nations. We have an identity. We have a status quo. Okay? We are recognized as human beings and as any other country, because we were granted independence at the United Nations. We are not asking for anything. We are asking for recognition of our statehood. Okay? And that is what most people confuse between, they call us separatists, they call us this, call us that. No. Okay? Yeah. We are ready for peaceful negotiation. But imagine a country like Cameroon, years of this conflict, the broken promises, the suppression of Ambazonian institutions, the harsh military tactics of scorched-earth policy on our people. All this foster deep mistrust. Okay? Today, that is why we cannot negotiate with Tchiroma. We cannot negotiate with Paul Biya. Okay, we want an internationally led mediation process. That is different from, oh, Tchiroma say, okay, I'll talk with them. This is not grand national dialogue. This it's that Tchiroma cannot come today and say, come, let's talk. Talk what? How do we trust you guys when all along the 60 years you have all the broken promises? One of my other show, I talk about broken promises. Maybe you go and watch that show in my other show. You see what I talk about broken promises, right? All the lies, all the misappropriation and all the falsehood that these guys have propagated along the years. Then you come and trust somebody. Okay, and that's why that deep mistrust has really alienated people. That is the problem. Then you come now, the government is saying Cameroon is one and indivisible. You want to go to negotiation with people, you are still saying Cameroon is one and indivisible. How? You know that these people join you through a manipulated referendum, though, because Ijo was not even supposed to call any referendum. Our people join you guys on an equal status, not on the what you come and give us special status. What status should be special for us? You had your independence without Ambazonian in it. We had our independence without Cameroon in it. Had it been our parents decide to join Nigeria, what would you have been saying? So think of it. We are a people that the United Nations recognize as a people. Okay? And that recognition is still there. Okay? All the countries that voted for our independence are still there. And their vote are still there because they know that those four boundaries of the country that they voted for their independence is still there. So any occupation of Cameroon now is illegal. It's illegal, okay? The election, all these things that they are talking in Ambazonia today is just a means to still keep us into their own custody, right? Because they are not talking about power sharing. They are not talking about that. What Molanjo Letumbe and Foncha, they said, may their soul rest in peace. They said, if Cameroon want us to be together, if the Cameroon government want us to be together today, they should give us the power to rule for the amount of time that they rule. Because it was a power sharing agreement. It wasn't that Tchiroma, Aijo will become president, Pobia become president, Tchiroma become president, the next one who again? Who else? Come to become president, maybe they'll put Frank Bia the next, just like that. So they don't even care about, but these people join us through the federal system, and the agreement was a federal agreement. It wasn't that Tchiroma will come and tell us, oh, forgive me, apologize. That's not what this thing is. We go to the root cause of the problem. Okay? And election cannot resolve the problem. That we should understand this first in the first place. Okay? The lack of a neutral mediator is what made the Grand National Dialogue fail, the Swiss-led negotiation fail, the Canada negotiation fail. So since the start of the war, know that three series of negotiation processes have gone on. Why? The Cameroon government accept that there's a problem, but they don't want to solve the problem, and they don't want to go to real negotiation process. They want all the negotiation processes that they attempted to. Grand National Dialogue, what happened? They came with their own pre-planned agreement. Switzerland, the same thing. They did not want to sit on the table and talk with the Ambazonian leaders. Like we sit here, they sit there. They come and say, no. You know how proud the Frenchman is. Non, vous êtes les terroristes, on ne discute pas avec les terroristes. C'est ce qu'on veut, c'est ce que décentralisation. These people. Don't come with that nonsense kind of French that they will make all that nonsense. That's how all the negotiations feel. Pride for nothing. You are occupying somebody's land. You are the person. You see this short time of this lockdown. They say food shortages in Douala. Imagine how this chop. You know, the food leaving from southwest as they call it, then northwest as they call it, from Bamenda and Limbe falling to Douala. Douala, one plant is expensive now because this lockdown, food is not entering Douala. So they should understand the ramifications of this treatment that they are treating us. Because there will be a time when we'll close that border, and just say, okay, let them just be themselves. We say anything can happen. Shut the border. That's it. Because you can't have this kind of way. You know that our people are now in jail. The only thing Tchiroma can, that people are even trying to, is because he's even mentioning about, releasing political prisoners, thinking about the refugees, thinking about the diasporans, thinking about those in exile. Because there's an ongoing war, and somebody will come, vote for me, vote for you for what? What do you plan to do to end the crisis? That is the focus of most leaders and activists today. The restoration fighters, they want to see who can resolve the crisis. But if you say you want to come and continue the war like Pobia, good and fine for you. You keep spending the money and keeping your military, keeping that expenditure in our land. No problem. Our people are in their land. They know what to do in their land. They did not cross and go to Douala and start fighting in Douala. They did not go and start fighting in Yaoundé. They are in their land. You send your military and then you say you don't want to go to negotiation. You don't want to talk with terrorists. Who is a terrorist? You occupy somebody's land and you say the person is a terrorist. When you are illegally occupying the land with your military. Negotiation, inclusive dialogue is what can end the war. Confidence building, put people together, sit, talk. There will be a ceasefire, there will be prisoner release, reduction of military operation, safe zone, lifting of those lockdowns. Good, we can do that. There will be a clear roadmap to let's put those things there. Yes, we go to negotiation. Autonomy, sovereignty, what kind of we are going to come with our own bargain. So negotiation is a bargain process. It's not you imposing your theme or what you want, like the Republic has been doing. They come with what they want and they want you to listen to what they want. Whereas negotiation is a 50-50. It's a bargaining something. You bargain. You don't come and impose what you want because you are a state. Then you call the other people terrorists or secessionists or what. Those name calling doesn't end the war. If those name calling would have ended the war, this is 9 years. 2025 has been one of the bloodiest on the military itself. Imagine 2025, the 9th year is the bloodiest. The number of military that have died this year, 2025, is more than the military that have been dying per year as we see. Think of it. They don't want to go to negotiation. Good and fine. Yes, because negotiation means sit down, talk, go to the root causes, resolve the problem. That's negotiation. But when you say, oh non, les gens là, ce sont talk those baby grammar. Those baby grammar don't end crisis. So I know the French people are very proud people. Non, on ne discute pas avec les sécessionnistes. Ce sont les gens qui d'ailleurs. Where is Tchiroma today? In Bamenda. Talking truth to power. All those baby grammar does not work. Oh. Those baby grammar, you keep it at home. When the real business. What did Biya did all along the years? This is, look at, what did Biya do? All along the years, they have created all this, what they call dialogue. They created so many political things, but those things don't work, right? Those things don't work. Look at what they created. Special statues, special bilingually. What? Peace Commission, Bilinguality Commission, DDR. Another one was DDR. You have heard what happened to the DDR guys, right? It's all fake. Special statues. What? Reconstruction. All this was just, you know, all these things are just lies, as Tchiroma said, right? He said he was a minister of communication. He was just following orders. They were telling him, go and lie. He's just going to the radio and lie to CRTV. How can you say this? How can you say this? No, the military have not touched anybody. The military have not. Today, that same Tchiroma is coming to say, I apologize, I was lying. Lying. The military have not touched anybody. The military did not kill. How can you say this? The military did not kill anybody. But today, we're happy to see him now being honest to himself as a man,
Do you know Chris Anu? He's the best friend of mine. He's the best friend of mine. We talk each other. We disagree, but we listen to each other. Alright. Before I come here, I tell him, Chris, I'm going to Bamenda, my home. You are home too. Please take care of me. So, when in the capacity as a minister, I did something which disturbed, which hurt your mind. Once again, please, I want you to forgive because I apologize. I want you to apologize because, do you know why? The Lord himself, we offend him every day. But when we pray, we say, Lord, forgive us. And he forgive you. And why you don't forgive me because I was wrong, I hadn't given time. I didn't do it purposefully. It was, for me, it was compulsory. If I had a choice, I wouldn't have accepted to be in this office. But there was no choice.
Yeah, so you've heard, he's even talking about the Bible, right? It's the same thing that most politicians are doing, right? They will mention the Bible to lure the Christians and Muslims to vote for them, right? That we are not here for politics. We are here to talk the truth to power, okay? So that our people can be free, okay? And that is what we are asking the Cameroon government or whoever be the next president. If the president want to, you have to address the root causes, the root causes of the grievance, from not just bilingualizing commission, the judicial system, the local governance, resource allocation, okay, everything, you know. And I believe that we are better off managing our own resources as we did before. We were the one managing our resources, but once we joined these people, all our resources were dilapidated. Everything was either run out of business or privatized or, you know, destroyed because of mismanagement. Sometimes even intentional mismanagement, because one, they were used to France managing their things. Since when do we see a foreign or an Ambazonian or Southern Cameroonian owning a gas station? If not Total, Texaco, all these foreign companies. Okay, the mindset of the people has been made so that the French government has so many companies that they want to protect. So they don't care the political situation. They only want to protect the government that is in power, to stay in power for their interests, because everything's about interest. They want the government in power to stay so that they should not destroy their properties, their businesses. That is their interest. Okay? Because they make a lot of money. Only the franc CFA alone that the Cameroon government is using. All the 14 African countries that are using that money, you know how much money goes into French treasury? Then imagine the other aspect of those pacts. The pact, the apart from currency pact, you have military pact. They sign with France. They have the pact for their taxation. They have pact for their resources. They have pact that they sign with France for. So everything, those pacts are 11 in numbers. And since independent, Cameroon that got her independence from France signed that pact. But now we joining them, we just become part of that pact without signing it. You see the thing. That's why you see us inside now, like with La Republique engulf, instead of us being part of the Anglo-Saxon system and like Commonwealth and all that we need to have embassies. We need to open our own embassies in all these countries. Because when you go to a country like America today, you don't have any Ambazonian who is an ambassador. Then we don't have any interest. So any thing, loan, scholarship, support, anything, financial grants that are given, they go to your own defense. We don't even have access to all those things because we don't have embassies. We don't have, at least if they want to have this power sharing agreement, that would be the best thing. But if they say they want to keep everything there and say decentralization or blah blah blah, all that nonsense, we will not go for that nonsense. Because when we were in the federal system, we had our own prime minister. We had our own prime minister. We had our own government. Boya was the capital. We had everything. We control everything. The federal system was just there. That there was a prime minister there, but we had our own prime minister who doubled as the prime minister of the, But then there was a vice president. Then there come the vice president who had a more higher portfolio to handle things. Okay, so it's not about just say I I apologize and all that. No, we go to the root causes of this problem to solve the problem. But like I said, we have short term. There will be continuous clashes. Okay, if there's no resolution in the crisis, there will be consequences. especially around this election time, there will be more banning of the election, more political messaging, but there is no ceasefire. So what happens? Continuous. The war is continuing, and no government. That's why you see all of them. It's only the Biya regime that does not have plans to resolve the problem. All the political candidates are trying to see how to resolve the crisis, because it's a major thing. It's not it's not something. The Biya regime is trying to undermine the thing to make it feel as if they are winning. They are winning the war. It's just I hope you saw what's 1st of October. Those guys are not one or three, they say, traces of insurgencies and this. Now you see the population, they are marching with them, more and more people. It's not about only no. So if any president is coming now that I want to continue the war, good and fine, but the consequences are there. They are there, and it will be more dangerous for you to come and continue the war that probably has started. Tico drink, Kumba drunk. Thank you for watching. Let's keep it that way, but Ambazonia must have justice, and justice we want. Thank you for watching. Make sure you share. Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, share, and comment. If you really, it really helps for you to spread the message, spread the word, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and follow button, so never you miss out on any fresh content that I share. Hit that notification bell so that you get all the update and be part of this amazing community. Your support makes all the difference. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more wonderful content as you watch Fritz Misodi.